Hello, welcome back to my subscribers, and hello if this is the first time that you've seen one of my YouTube videos. Today I am going to talk about carrier expectations, and trust me, I do have a story to tell. But first, let's talk about the carrier profile sheet. When you're onboarding a new carrier, you should send them a profile sheet. The profile sheet basically asks them questions like which lanes do they prefer to run, how much weight do they want to carry on their equipment, but most importantly, it talks about what type of rate they are expecting to receive. Now, seasoned carriers will give you realistic numbers to the rates that they, are expecting to get, or they're expecting you to negotiate for them. Unseasoned and unrealistic carriers will give you unrealistic numbers. If you come across a carrier that gives you unrealistic numbers, turn around and walk away. They're expecting you to perform a miracle. And if you commit to them, then you're basically saying that you want to sit in your chair and speak with multiple brokers a day, negotiating rates, or you want to be on the low board for multiple hours looking for a rate that truly doesn't exist. It's unfair to the carrier to promise them that, and it's unfair to yourself to have to go crazy trying to find a load. So just try not to commit, or don't commit to telling the carrier that you're going to get them a rate that's astronomical. Okay? And I'm telling you this because this is kind of the segue into what happened to me. And I don't want it to happen to you. I had a driver. I sent him into a dead zone. And if you watch my previous videos, then you already know that if you are in a dead zone, it's going to be hard to move that carrier. The only reason I sent this carrier into a dead zone is because I had a load coming out of it that was paying extremely well. So I had no worries whatsoever that my carrier was going to be stuck in this dead zone for a very long period of time. I dispatched the carrier to the dead zone. The carrier then calls me and tells me that he wants to return home. And he wanted to return home because he was trying to make it home by Friday. The carrier and I never had that conversation previous to me dispatching him to this particular destination. The next load that I had for him was taking him over 700 miles away from home. So when he told me that he wanted to be home on a Friday, I now had to scramble to get him there by that time. I dropped the ball because I never sent him a carrier profile sheet, and on that sheet he could have put down that he wants to be home on the weekends. And I didn't send him a profile sheet because he was an employee. And most businesses that I deal with, most trucking companies that I deal with, the owner basically dictates when and where he wants his drivers to go. However, that was not the case with this driver, and that's what I get for assuming. So I did get the driver out of the location, but it was a really bad rate. He basically just paid for fuel to get him home. I felt horrible about it. And I know that the miscommunication came on my part, and it also came on his part as well. So I'm telling you this because if you're dealing with company drivers, although we are going to respect what the owner wants his drivers to do, you should also think about sending the truck driver a profile sheet as well, so everyone's on the same page. Because at the end of the day, if the carrier says, I want to go home, then that's what you have to do. You have to send them home. And that's what happened to me. I don't want it to happen to you. So please use this video. Please share this video. Guys, I tell you, as these things happen to me, as I deal with all these little hiccups, being a dispatcher, I'm going to continue to share with you what happened, how I resolved it, and I hope that you're able to learn something from my experience. Another thing I want to talk to you about is negotiating rates. So what's happening right now are the rates are really low. This is October of 2022, and the rates are so low that it's mind-boggling, to be honest with you. But the thing that's hurting us more as dispatchers, and the thing that's hurting a lot of these carriers, are people are underbidding on these lanes. I mean, I negotiate lanes all day long and I get outbid. The number one reason why I'm getting outbid is because there's another dispatcher or another carrier that is lowballing the lane. For example, it's 300 miles, right? There's a lane, it's for 300 miles. And I say, okay, I'm going to bid on this lane. Now, in my head, I'm saying, I'm going to go, I don't know, dry van, 53-foot dry van. I'm going to start off with negotiating at $3.50 a mile. I know there's really no reality to me getting $3.50 a mile, but that's where I'm going to start, and we'll see where it's going to end. What's been happening is when I try to start negotiating that lane, there's someone else who's already put in a bid for $2. Of course, they're not going to even entertain my bid, want to start negotiating with me because there's someone else out there who's lowballing the lane. It's frustrating, but I want to let you know that we're all going through this together. And you're not crazy, you're not overbidding, you're not a bad negotiator, you're not any of those things. You just got to take into consideration that there are people out there who are lowballing lanes. And once again, they're doing a disservice to themselves because they're not going to make a lot of money bidding on lanes for peanuts. They're doing a disservice to the carrier because he or she or it, or whatever the case may be, is not going to be able to support their family. So I just wanted to share that little tidbit with you. I hope you enjoy my story. If you've ever been in a situation where you have dispatched a driver to a location and they kind of switched up on you and you catered to what they needed or where they needed to go, and as a result of it, they really didn't make any money, you really didn't make any money, please share that in the comments. I would love to hear your story. I know I'm not doing this and I'm doing it alone. I know we all have stories out there. So like I said, if you like what you heard, please do not hesitate to like, share, subscribe. If you want to send me a thanks, that's cool too. You are more than welcome to share my video on Facebook platforms or any other platform. I will update you guys with another video soon. Bye.